So okay, I'm gonna go to that. Okay, I'll grab that information and admin. So this is my username. I'll just quickly try to log in from that. Control C, and if I go to incognito and portal.office.com, enter. That's my credentials. So I think it's XYZ. Okay, yes, stay signed in. Okay, so once we're inside, so I'm just gonna go ahead and oh, excuse me, really, where's the admin button? GB 14Jan, right? So create. Oh, there it is. And again, it asks. So last time we were able to create the site collection. In fact, you were able to create that, and for some reason it was not showing me. So I'm just going to go down to show all admin centers and then SharePoint. Oh, sorry guys, this happened yesterday as well, and the mic has started automatically getting muted. I don't know why. So yeah, my bad. Yesterday also I talked for 2-3 minutes and the students were saying, hey, are you moving mouse, or are you only moving mouse, or are you also talking? So I don't know what setting changed there. I'll check it out later, why when we start the session mic is automatically muted, but I'll try to manually check it from now on. Okay, so what I was saying here that we have already created the site collection, and I just wanted to grab this information of the admin user, and we're gonna continue with the SharePoint Online. We already created a site collection. We created a site collection, and we created a communication site, and inside we had an introduction to different sections of the communication site, right, of the site. So let's log into that. I'm just going to go ahead and I already logged into this, so I'll go down to the admin centers, and then I'll just hopefully you're also logged into this Microsoft 365 admin center, and then you're logged into, then when you go down here from the admin center, then you can just check out at the bottom the SharePoint in the admin centers. Before we used to go for Azure Active Directory and Exchange. Now we're going for SharePoint here and later Teams. So I'm going to click that SharePoint, and it's the green S, right? The icon is green S here. So here, if we go for the home button, well, this is just what activity is going on across our SharePoint site. And if we go to the other side, under the home is sites and active sites. If I click that active sites here, so okay, so I was just afraid that like last week the site may still be getting created, but it is created now. In fact, because of that I created 2 other sites as well, company site 1, company site 2. And while we just explored that communication site, which was the already created site by Microsoft SharePoint. So now we're gonna go ahead and explore some more options inside this site collection, or the sites that we've created. But in fact, when we go to the active sites, you see you may have created one site, but I created 3 sites here, so that doesn't matter. But that would be your first screenshot where your site is showing here, right? And obviously you would have created site with your first name there, and that's why we can have that one screenshot. So first screenshot is the active sites. We can say SP active sites. So I'm going to take a sample screenshot here. You can take your own screenshot, not my screenshot. So I'll take that SP is SharePoint. SP SharePoint. So SP active sites, that's your first screenshot here. And I'll put that sample screenshot now on here. So okay, screenshot 1, SP active sites or site, doesn't matter. So the label you can give is SP active sites, and that's just the site that we created last time, and it should show a site with your name. Amir says, I got created last week, but I don't have permission to open the site yet. Okay, sign out, sign in, or sign out from wherever you think, whichever browser you're still signed in from. To sign out, then close all the browsers, then open just one browser and sign in again, and it should be okay. I read all of them. Oh well, ultimately restart your computer and then come back and try again. Or also one more thing is that you can go here to the top right, this one, right? And there is history. Bookmarks. Sorry, more tools. Yeah, more tools and clear browsing data. This is obviously your browser data, and whatever you have saved here, whichever site you went, and there are cookies there, and this will all be gone. So this is another troubleshooting. Restart. If that doesn't work, then clear browsing data. That then works. So okay. Well, try to sign out, sign in. I think it's related to my account. Oh, okay. Well, Amir, you can create another account right away, and the domain is whatever domain we have used, right? Oh, well, that's my George Brown account. So the domain, in fact, we used this domain. So you can just go for GB Amir and today, 28Jan. Just create that domain and just create a new account as we created the day one, and just log into that. Okay, yeah, incognito should be okay, and but I've been doing courses on incognito mode all throughout, so it has been always okay. So you could go ahead and try to check. Okay, so here, anyone having issues, you can just create another account with, just change the date, but your name should be there, GB, and your name should be there, right? Okay, and then you can just continue and just put it in your today's document when you're uploading. If you got delayed, that okay, I'll be watching the video and putting the screenshots, but you have to give a reason there. And other than that, let's go ahead and now one more thing is we need to talk about hub, and then that delete site as well, and that's on the same active sites where we were you know already there. So let's go ahead. Oh, it's asking me again that who am I, so I'll just click it. Now on this active sites, last time because my site were not there, so that's why we were I was not able to go ahead with this full dashboard. But if I select any of the sites, originally I created this site, my first name company site. So if I select that, so above is there are create, there are permissions, there is hub, there's sharing and delete, and you can see also that there is 1.24 terabyte given to this site. If I uncheck that and go for another site, or select this one as well and select this one, so overall we can see that for our account this much 1 terabyte size is given where we can create sites and save. You want to expand that more to 10 terabyte, 20 terabyte, yeah, you can just talk to the support and pay some more and they will expand your size of the site as well. Okay, so Yusuf says we're only supposed to have one site. Yes, we're supposed to have one site. I was having issues, so I created a second, then I created a third, and none of them got created on time. But now we have three sites, but we're supposed to have one site. Yes, Gideon, we took already a screenshot of this page where your side, your SharePoint will have one site that you've created. My SharePoint has three sites. Oh, okay, let me just get that confusion out of the way. And yes, we are supposed to have just one site. Yeah. So now I have one site and you have one site. So this is what we're supposed to have. Okay, and and mine doesn't show anything. Keith says mine doesn't show anything. Anything means not even the sites created by SharePoint, the default sites, all company and communication site and GB. Not even that, Keith. Yes, from last week. Okay, from last week you don't see. Well, you can just go ahead and click create here. So if you have to create, then just Keith, you can quickly follow me now. Others, you don't have to follow this. I'm just saying that for Keith. So you can click the create button and then go to communication site. Well, I'm going fast a bit. Communication site I clicked, right? Communication site. Then just put the site name as your first name company site. In fact, go for your first name company site 2. Sometimes Microsoft or this browser or the admin center plays tricks on us. If you had created a site and right now you're not seeing that, all of a sudden it just appears. Maybe the refresh happened and in the background and the site. So when you're creating a new site now, so just give it one as well and don't give exactly the same name as last week. And that's it. What you give here, your first name company site, just put here also site owner, your first name company site. In advanced settings, Keith, you can just go for Eastern time zone, that's all, and click finish. So hopefully you get to see that site here. So just make sure that at the end you put some number there to differentiate from the last week's site. I'll just hopefully you got it, and I'll just go back. So we selected communication site. Okay, so here when I select that your first name company site, so there is a hub also written here. And what is the purpose of hub? So use this page to sort and filter sites and manage site settings. Yeah, so I'm gonna click that, learn more as well, but right now there are two options here: register as hub site, associate with a hub. So, okay, what's the name of the first screenshot? Gideon, the first screenshot name is SP active sites. SP active sites. So, if you have written that, let's go ahead. Yeah, SP active sites, and let's then try to go ahead. So what I was doing, now as we were talking about the register as a hub site, so what is hub? I'm going to click that, learn more, written here, right? And manage sites in the new SharePoint admin center. It just shows the same admin center here, and it shows some of the settings here that you can create site, delete site, change a hub site, select the options that appear depend on more info about hubs, right? So I'm just going to click that and open that. So hub sites help you organize your internet, intranet that is. Getting the most value from hub sites requires some upfront planning. Read on to find out more about. So SharePoint hub sites provide an important building block for your intranet. So what do they do really? They are the connective tissue you use when organizing families of team sites and communication sites together. So when we say families of team sites and communication sites, so that's where the main concept is that whatever sites are related in a way can be connected to a hub. So suppose there's sales department, and sales department has 5 sites there, different sites. So you can just create a hub and name it hub site and name it as sales hub, and then you can connect or attach or map all 5 sales department sites to a hub site. When you see this is a sales hub site, this means all the sites related to the sales department are here. So or if the sites have a topic that is the kind of a same topic, so in that case you would go for then creating hubs. But the main thing is that it is a type of you're just doing centralization there for the sites that have kind of same content or related content. It would not have same content but related content. Okay, one of the key principles of modern intranets based on Microsoft SharePoint is that each unit of work should get a separate site collection. This helps you to manage governance and growth over time. Each communication site and M365 group connected team site is created as a site collection that can have its own permissions. A hub site, most commonly created from a communication site, should also be considered its own unit of work that brings together. So this is a page for the hub site. I'll just quickly put that link there as well. So what is a hub site? And that's a link. And second thing is well, that's it just talks about that. And also you can say that there's a diagram here as well, and you can see that there's in the middle sales, there's in the middle HR, and in the middle EME, and then you are connecting all the sites together. So that just would be sales would be the hub, right? And all the sites related to sales would be there. So, and I'll just put that one-liner there as well, and go ahead. So I'll just go ahead now. Other thing about this, so if this is selected and hub is there, so let's go inside the hub and there's a register as hub site. So if I click that hub and then click register as hub site, so it just creates it just opens another window, make this site into a hub site to connect related sites and give them a shared experience. So people who can associate sites with this hub, you can also choose who can associate, and hub name. Now this is a company site, right? And you could just name it like that as well, that all company sites. So dash hub, I can just add at the end hub. And here who can do this, so if I just type admin, and then my name comes here, or the user account with which you logged in, or the root account comes up here, I'll just select that, right? Register as hub site, and I just added the hub word, and then I added the admin user account or the root account as well. And once you've done all that, you can just go ahead and click save, right? Okay, so this site, in front of that is then written hub, right? So if I unselect that and I go for select here communication site, so this is another site, right? This was already created by Sharepoint. So if I select that and go to hub again, and this time I go for associate with a hub, right? First I register with a hub as a hub. This is the site to which we can associate more sites if they have the content that kind of relates to each other or to this particular site. So if I go for associate with hub, then select a hub first of all when you drop down. So the hub that we created, so we would only do this, that another site we are associating to it if it is actually related in some way to this site. So normally in companies you would see here 50, 80, 100 sites there if well, if they haven't planned that good, and otherwise normally it should be well planned, and 2 or 3 sites should be on the route, and then there should be sub sites there, instead of everyone just creating their own new site at the route, and then it becomes really difficult. So you can just also associate them with a hub. So this is how we can, if I select that whatever hub site we created before, I'm gonna click save here. So this is associated, this site is associated now with that hub site, but the title is hub site automatically given there by Sharepoint. We did not give that, we just wrote here hub, right? So now this site is associated with this. So this is just the concept of hub sites. So this is going to be our second screenshot where the two sites are showing. One is the hub site and the other is just the name of the hub site connected or shown here in the hub column, right? So let's take screenshot 2 and that would be hub site. The title of that screenshot would be hub site. Let's take screenshot 2. So the main screenshot would be this, that the two sites are related in some way, so we connected them with a hub site. So once you take that screenshot, the name of the site is hub sites. The label is hub sites. Amir says, I don't see any hub on, like first I went here, right? Then the hub showed here, and then we went for register. So you don't see that? So if you select, it should appear, but without selecting, it's not gonna appear. So you have to select a site for it to appear. Is there associate or register? Yeah. So you have to go to the other site and uncheck this site, and then again hub will appear. This time you should see associate written here. Or let me show you again. Here GB, this I haven't associated yet, right? And this is group owners. If I go there, now it shows associate with a hub. So you have to select another site and then click associate with hub, and then select that hub, right? Suppose I click that, then you should see select a hub. There should be a drop down here, and just simply select the only hub that we created there. Yes, sir. Oh, well, Eric said it. Eric has mentioned that. So so this is screenshot 2, and so I'll just take a sample screenshot now. And so this will be hub sites. The second screenshot will be hub sites. I'll put it quickly here. Oh, I didn't put those in WhatsApp. Screenshot 2 equals hub sites. And I'll just put that where registered and associated sites are there. Okay, so I have to grab the first one as well. I copy that here, and COMP3121 equals screenshot 1 SP active sites. I'm just putting that in WhatsApp as well. Okay, it's not really going there, so I'll use the screenshot we were supposed to use for. Okay, that's the first screenshot, and then COMP3121 screenshot 2 equals help sites. And I'll take a screenshot here again, this time of the hub site as well. Okay, so we got the 2 sites there. Okay, Reddit says primary admin is showing as system account instead of global administrator for communication site. For communication site, okay. Oh, so you're seeing system administrator. Well, you can actually change that. So suppose you can go to communication site here, and there are permissions, and in the permissions you can click the manage here for the communication site, and in the manage, so try to put your admin account again and save it. If it still comes as system account, then just leave it and refresh. Otherwise it should be coming as global administrator. Hopefully you've done that. Permissions and save and refresh and keep going if it still doesn't change. Okay, so we can go ahead with the rest. So if we go to the company site, suppose I click that company site here, right? And that's the only one that we have, that we created ourselves, right? So there is that, okay, I was gonna say there is that delete, and first unregister it as a hub site. So as soon as I select that and click, wanted to click the delete, it says that it's, well, it cannot be clicked, and the reason is up there that it is a hub site right now. That's why it cannot be deleted. This is written here that unregistered it as a hub site. So that's interesting to know that if it's a hub site, then you can't actually delete it, because obviously the hub site, there are other sites related or actually attached to this hub site. Suppose I go for communication site, and this is a root site, or this was the default site that was created by SharePoint itself. So it says that root site can't be deleted as well. So this means that the hub site cannot be deleted because it's hub, and the other ones are actually default sites by SharePoint. That's why they cannot be deleted. Now I'm gonna go ahead and click that your first name company site here, and I'll go here and unregister this site as hub site, right? So because we don't really need, we just needed to understand what is hub site, that's all. We don't need it to be a hub site. So I'm just going to click the unregister. So when we click the unregister to that site that we registered as hub previously, so now if any sites are associated with this hub, they will be disassociated, obviously. So it's okay, it will be disassociated. So I'm just going to press O and K, and you can see that this hub sites associated and registered is all gone, which is okay, and we still keep this one selected, and this time the delete is available. So this is the only site that we created last week, and let's delete it now. So I'm going to click that delete button for the site that we created. I'm going to click that delete, and it says if you delete this site, users won't be able to access it. You have 93 days to restore the site before it's permanently deleted. So that could be your exam question as well, quiz question as well, that when you delete a site, you get actually 103 days to restore the site. So obviously that would be wrong. It's 93 days to restore the site. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to go ahead and click that delete. So go ahead and delete that. Right, so that site is gone, site deleted, and once it is deleted, we can go to the sites area on the left here, and we can actually go to deleted sites, where it's supposed to be waiting for 93 days, and once it is so once it is here, so it says here 93 days. So what we can do is quickly we can just select the site that we just deleted, and we should not be clicking this button, permanently delete. We should be clicking restore button. So the site that you just deleted, select it and go ahead and click restore. I'm going to click restore now, and so it's gone from the deleted sites. And if I go back to active sites, obviously it should be there. So it is there. So well, when we delete, there's that relief that it's going to be there for 93 days until either we permanently delete ourselves, or if we think, oh no, we were not supposed to delete that site, it was other site, and you have still 3 months to think about it. Okay, so other than that, let's go to if I select that site again, so there are permissions here, right? So let's go to this permissions area. Okay, so Gideon says keep given hints on what's gonna come on the exams you do. Oh, okay. So if I gave a hint about this, so definitely I'm gonna
Excuse me, sir.
told that, right? So
Excuse me.
something else. And let's go ahead. And thanks for reminding me, Gideon, that don't put that in the exam. Otherwise, I would have forgotten it. So anyway.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Please, for the communication side, mine is showing system account. Please, how can I fix that? Yours is showing global.
It's not showing global. Okay, so click this communication site, and then go to permissions, right? And then go to manage. After that, put your username like admin, right? And then select it and save. So it should work. I guess I hope it worked for Brady. Okay, I'll cancel that. Cancel. Refresh. And if it still shows system account, then keep going. Because if you're able to do everything else, then you do still have the rights, although this is weird that it should not be showing system account. Okay. So we select that your first name company site here, and there's permissions here as well, and it says here change site admins or group owners. So that's pretty straightforward. And if you click the permissions and manage admins only, right? So I'm going to click that manage admins, and yeah, so there you can manage admin, so no big deal here. And admin is already there assigned, so that's okay. If I just, oh, okay, we did have other users as well. So if I go for my first name here, and we all created simple users there or end users there as your first name 012345, right? So you can just type your first name and all 5 accounts should be showing there. So I'm going to go for the first account here and select that as well, right? So you the admin, as well as this user, which is the end user, has become an admin of this particular site as well. And there's a drop down here as well, primary admin or admin. So the main admin would be still here, and the others will be then under the primary admin. And there should be some differences then when it comes to. So I'll first of all I'll keep this end user added here as admin, while primary admin is still the root user account or the top admin. So once that is done, I'm just going to click save. Let's go ahead and click save. Right. And I had clicked that learn more here. Right, and under this, yeah. So there are managed site storage limits, and there was, if I go for the admin, yeah, so this was where we were, permissions, and it says so for about site permissions, right? I'm going to click that site permissions document here, and on the permissions tab you can manage permissions for the site and also for any associated Microsoft 365 group and Microsoft Teams team. These roles are specific to the selected site or group. Okay, site admins, formerly called site collection administrators, have the highest level of SharePoint permissions, so you have that already. You're the site admin, and then additional admins are site admins only and can only manage the SharePoint site. They have no access to the associated Microsoft 365 group. Then comes site owners, site members, site visitors, additional permissions. So it goes down further. So site admin is the top admin that can create any of so have the highest level of SharePoint permissions, right? They have the same full control permissions of a site owner, plus they can do additional things such as managing search, the recycle bin, and site collection features. They also have access to any items in the site, including in subsites, even if permissions inheritance has been broken. So the thing is that if you're a site admin, you can do all those tasks of a top admin. But when we go for site owners have full control of the SharePoint site. If the site has an associated Microsoft 365 group, then group owners are automatically included as site owners. However, people added directly to the site owners group do not have access to the. So I'm going to be showing you that where is it referring to, because the groups also get created when you create a site, and then site members are just members with basic, site, basic privileges there. And if I okay, so what we need to do is that we're going to go inside the site, but overall you can see that when we go to the permissions, that's it. You can just add more admins to a site. So that's a good thing that for a site you can just create an admin. So admin of this site may not be an admin of this site as well, right? So admin of all this would be the SharePoint admin. And suppose we gave ourselves global administrator, right? This is not necessary. Global administrator is the top account throughout Microsoft 365. So suppose you hired in your company a SharePoint administrator. So that person should not have full access. So suppose I go to that admin center here, our headquarters, and go here. So the person who is having full control of SharePoint should not have actually full control of Exchange, Azure Active Directory, compliance, security, and Teams as well. But the global administrator, whoever is a global administrator, has access to Teams, SharePoint, Exchange, Azure Active Directory, compliance, security, and all-out access, right? So what about if I want to create somebody as SharePoint administrator only? That's it. So for that, we can go up here. So let's go here to, first of all, admin center, and then go to users here, right? And then go to active users. I just want to create an end user, or give an end user just SharePoint administrator privileges, but not global administrator. So if I go to active users, and then I'll search for some of you, actually many of you will have those 5 users that we created there. So I'm going to go to search here and type my first name here and press enter. So the 5 users that we all created will be showing here, right? So I'm going to select that first user. Remember that first user we created an admin of just one site. So I'm going to select that first user still, and if this user is supposed to be a end user, but suppose this user got some courses done for Microsoft SharePoint and is now more experienced in SharePoint. So we decided in the company to make this user a SharePoint administrator. So we're going to go to that user. We're going to go to licenses and apps, right? And once we go to the licenses and apps, then we can go down here, and it shows Power Automate free, and then there is Office 365 18 out of 25 licenses here, because it's not a global admin as well. And the trial subscription Office expires on 13 February. Okay, whoa. Well, we're just gonna create another subscription then if it just finishes, right? So now guys, what I want to check out here is buy the subscription. No, we're not gonna buy this. Select location, and if I just expand this, right? So the Office 365 is already selected for this user, right? So if I expand this arrow here, so all those permissions are showing there, and if I go for all licenses, so there's all licenses here, and there is Office 365 E5 licenses. So suppose I stick to all licenses, is there just SharePoint mentioned here as well? And in fact, I'm not actually looking for SharePoint as an end user. I'm looking for SharePoint as a administrator, and I think this is something that the global administrator can do. If I keep going down here, so they're all selected, but as an end user, not as administrator, right? Sometimes very simple things are I miss. So if I just go up here, all licenses, instead of that, I'm going to go for Office 365 E5. Does it still apps 852, and it still shows that screen. Other than that, there is this mobile device management for Office 365. Okay, other than that, so what I was actually looking for was administrators side of stuff. I think I'm missing something here. So this is no administrator role. Oh, okay, sorry. It was not application licensing and apps. So guys, I was in the wrong place. Still on this page, I was here, right? So instead of going here, I need to go here to account. So let's go to account area, and if we go down here, there's a roles here, right? So where account and roles. So I'm going to click that manage roles, Hopefully you're able to see that. So that's where I was supposed to be, and I was looking at the wrong window. So this is an end user right now, but I want that user to be one of the administrators. So if I go to admin center access, and there's a SharePoint admin here, so I'll just make this end user only SharePoint admin, and not global administrator, because global administrator is having all out access, which is quite risky. If the guy is supposed to be only SharePoint admin, then that person should not have access to anywhere else. So this is how we can create just a SharePoint admin, or just an Exchange Server admin. You don't see here Azure Active Directory, right? Global Reader, Help Desk Admin, Support Admin, Team Service Admin, User Admin. So these are some of the major roles there. So this is SharePoint Admin for one user. So we can call this screenshot 3 now as a delegation of SharePoint delegation, right? So SharePoint delegation could be the name for this. So let's take screenshot number 3 here, where you're seeing this admin center and then SharePoint admin, and on the left side your name is showing there. So I went to active users, and I selected your first name 01. Then I went for Then I went for account. Then I went for roles under the account, and then I click the admin center, and there's a SharePoint admin. So that's our screenshot number 3, SharePoint delegation. Just name it SharePoint delegation. I'll just take a sample screenshot now. You will be taking your screenshot, not mine. So I took a screenshot here, and I'll put it up there. So that's our screenshot 3, SharePoint or SP delegation, and so I'll put it there on WhatsApp. That is one screenshot 3 SharePoint delegation. Okay. Now, once that is done, let's go ahead and so I'm going to click Save Changes here. So we're actually making that end user a SharePoint admin only. So that guy will have across the SharePoint, that user will have all kinds of privileges, but only on SharePoint. So not on Teams. And do you see Teams admin here? Yes, Teams Service Admin is also there. Teams is even more critical application than SharePoint. I'm in contracts. It's all Teams. There's a rival for Teams called Slack, and that is also a collaboration tool. But Teams is really powerful in terms of day-to-day communication between employees in a company. So okay, so we have given that SharePoint admin and save changes, and we can just close this. And I'm going to go back to the SharePoint admin center, the green S icon on the top here, right? I'm going to go back there. So now once we are here back, so I'm just going to go inside the your first name company site now. Once we click that your first name company site, then there is general. We may have talked about, so hub association we already talked about, permissions we already talked about. If I go to activity, so well, we haven't done anything, so obviously there's no activity here. And permissions, we already talked about that. We can just add admins, but we can also add site owners, site members, site visitors. So site owners would have a bit lesser level of permissions, and then site members obviously are just members having no admin privileges there, and then the site visitors as the permission document was talking about. If I go back to this, yeah. So I'll just put admin center permissions, site owners, site members, site visitors. What are the permissions on them? And I'll put it on here. So that would be yikes. Okay, I just copied the whole. Okay, I could have just gone for, yeah. So this is the document, and you will have then all this information here. I'll just quickly make it a bigger one. Okay, so additional admin, site owners, site members, so site owners have full control of the SharePoint site. If the site has an associated Microsoft 365 group, then group. So it's all about then the group that is created there. Now we can also try to confirm that did a group got created when last week we created that site, right? So if I Alt tab and switch to my incognito mode and go to the green S here, now this site is your first name company site that we created. And where are the groups then? So groups are not in SharePoint, but if we go to the admin center, back to the admin center, then the groups are here, right? If I expand that, and then I'll go for active groups. So well, I don't see a group created for that site by that site name, but normally groups get created for Teams site. When you create a site, this was a communication site, right? So when you create a Teams site, then a group and a team gets created as well. Well, let me just show you what I mean by that. First of all, again, we're confirming that your first name company site is a name of a site, and was there an associated group created there? If I go to the admin center back again, so I don't see your first name site there as a group created there, right? Now but if we go back here, since we are talking about group again and again, so how about we go to create site again? Let's click the create site again. I'm going to uncheck that, your first name company site. Let's click the create site again, and we have created a communication site last week, but we can also create a team site. So what's the difference in creating one? So share documents, what does team site do? Share documents, have conversations with your team, keep track of events, manage tasks, and more with the site connected to a Microsoft 365 group. So groups are supposed to be created with a team site, but they're not supposed to be created with a communication site. So communication site is just an intranet web page as it used to be. But team site is pretty much designed for teams, because teams may need a group as well for emailing each other or to let them have access to some other site. So teams may need to communicate with each other by sharing events, by sharing tasks and managing them, and then create. So that's why. So let's just select the team as well. This time create, let's just select the teams. Once we click the teams, so in terms of creating or creation of a site, it seems like it's pretty much the same one. So let's go ahead and go for your first name, company, team, site. So we can say team site, yeah. Your first name, company, team site. Okay, I'll just make this also no space. Your first name, company, team site, first thing. Second thing, group email address. So because teams needs to communicate with each other, collaborate with each other, correspond with each other, so a group will be created now, and they're saying the group name will be this, which is the exact same name as the site name. So for that group, they will have their own site also created where they can put announcements and upload documents and everything. And then site address would be this. Yes, that would be the long address here. And if we go down here, group owner, so now you're creating a team site which will create a email address group as well. And group owner, obviously I'll just go for admin, which is the global administrator. But remember that we have two administrators now. One is global administrator, one is SharePoint administrator, right? So we can go for that administrators. In my case, it is your first name 01. So I just put my first name here, and it goes for your first name 01. So once that is written, I'm just gonna go down here further, and there's advanced settings here. And advanced settings, it also asks that private, only members can access this site. Do you want it to be private site, or you want it to be public site? But public means anyone in the organization, so it's still within the organization. Public doesn't mean that it's going to be on internet. So it's going to be on internet, right? So it's not going to be on internet, but let's go public here. I'm just going to select public here, so it will be within the organization. So within the organization, everyone will be able to see that, right? But we can create a private site. Normally, yes, when it comes to site, so it is normally public, but when it comes to groups and teams, normally they are private. But if somebody doesn't want to show that site, okay, that's no problem. So, and then Pacific time, US and Canada, we're just going to change that to Eastern US and Canada. Now you can see that it's a bit different when you create a team site. It has an email address, and do you want it to be public or private, right? So that's the difference between communication site and team site. And we're going to check that by going to the admin site as well, admin center as well, that did the group get created for this site by exactly this site name, having the same name as the site. So I'm just going to click that next now. Okay. Khalid says, I joined late. How do I navigate to Sharepoint admin center? Hey, you joined that late? I think you need to follow the video now, but I'll just show you at least this one. So if you're logged into your admin center, if you're logged in here, Khalid, then go to this admin, A, gray one, and once you're there, you go way down here. First click the show all here, then you go to SharePoint. This one, hopefully you've got it, but looks like you need to follow the video, because or if you can follow by asking somebody else. So, but we can just continue now. Hopefully you got it, that how to come to the SharePoint. So first admin gray here when you log in, and then here go way down in the admin center to the SharePoint, this one. Okay guys, so we were talking about this team site, and let's click the next. So once we click the next, so then it says that who do you want to add here? Do you want to add some other members as well? Add additional owners or add members? Well, we already added two guys there, two user accounts. If you go down here to add members, so well, we have those 5 accounts there, right? So I'm going to type my first name again to check if other accounts do show up. Yes, another account shows up. Your first name 02, right? So I'll just add this as a member. We don't have to, just showing that, right? Sarek says, I think it only added the second one. Oh, okay. Yes, it did. As a member, it just added the second of the owners. Oh, good. Well, when it gets fully created, yeah, we can just check it out as well. Last page, it only added. Oh, okay, last page. Can I go back? Oh, no, I cannot go back. So, yeah, okay. If it added the second one, which is okay, it's still okay. So, it would have added it for everyone else as well and for me as well, which is okay. So, but I'm just adding here, okay, and let me just additional owners. Yeah, here we can suppose it added in the previous screen the second one, which is your first name 01. We can still add here ourselves as well. Admin. If I just type admin, this would be a good place to then make sure that this another one is added, or the first one that we intended to add is also added, if only the second one got added instead of the first one, like with the first one, not instead. Okay, so we added additional owner as well, plus a member as well, and add group members. It's asking that, right? And it's a public group because we mentioned that the site will be public, so the group will be public, and which means that across the organization, any employee can join this group, and any employee can visit this site, the site that we're about to create. Okay, so if this is done, I'm going to click finish, right? I'm going to click finish, and it gets it got created. I think today's my lucky day, and the site actually got created right away, so it's not like last time. So the first thing is that it is a team site. Okay, it's not a communication site, it's a team site. Second thing is that we need to confirm if a group got created by this name in the other page, which is the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, and it should be the same name as the site name of the team site that we just created. So if I go here to the Admin Center and then go down to this groups and active groups, I'll just refresh the whole page again, and it should be there. Gideon says, I'm sure you're not in Scarborough at the moment. No, I'm still in Scarborough, and maybe, because of that snowstorm yesterday, instead of breaking anything, it fixed it. It fixed my internet, right? So sometimes, the same incident takes away or breaks things, and same incident just fixes it as well. So maybe the snowstorm fixed it. Okay, now here, yes, so we see that the group also got created here, right? And this is part of the teams. Now I'm so trying to resist to download Teams. And I wanted to show you that a team also got created here because of the team sites here. But then the whole subject of teams comes up. Although later we're going to cover it, but it seems like then an incomplete topic if we don't do this. So guys, what we can do just to check out what else got created when we created a team site is that we can go to, let me just give you a URL, or if you go to Google, just and type there download Teams. Okay, download Microsoft Teams. Go ahead and type there download Microsoft Teams, and once it is downloaded, you need to just log in from the root account, admin at your domain, right? So I'm going to go for download Microsoft Teams and enter. Where it is? Well, that's the first link here, download desktop and mobile apps Microsoft Teams. I click that, and there is Teams, and let's go for download for desktop, right? So I'm just gonna put that link here, And you can go ahead and download the desktop and then log in from your root account with which you just logged in today to Microsoft 365, right? So let me just put that link there. Microsoft Teams download link, and here, and we already have it, I think. Oh, so you kind of, most of us probably have it using Win10. Oh yeah, you may have been doing Teams meeting with other courses even. It came with an update. Okay, so you have it actually there. Well, the thing is that it, I always go for new download. Why? Because it has newer features. But if your machine has been updating regularly, if you've been updating your machines and restarting your machines regularly, so yes, you will have the latest version of Teams with all the latest features that they offer. Okay. Okay, Windows pushes it down on update, so that's very good. Okay, if I just yeah, I've been updating that as well. So like all the latest updates are there. So still, I am, and I'm gonna go for. You don't have to do that. I am just going to download this. Why? Because before with other applications as well, when I used to use my already installed app, and the students would download the new one, and I would find some minor features different. So I'll just go for a new one and just simply install it. So it's starting. And just downloading quickly. It's a small software. Once you have that Teams there, then just log in from your Microsoft account. Okay, there you go. So I'll just go to the page where I put my username. That is admin at the GB, my first name, 14Jan. So I'll paste it here and sign in from Teams. It just simply asks for a username right away as soon as you start it, right? So no big deal here. Pretty straightforward. And it asks for the password. So the password you use to log into Microsoft 365 today for the Sharepoint, just use that password. So we're logging in from the root account to this Teams as well. I'm gonna skip this multi-factor authentication and allow my organization to manage my device. In our Microsoft 365, we haven't actually put any policies or security policies there. This is my laptop, personal laptop, right? Those are your personal laptops. So I'm just gonna uncheck that in case some policy by default that Microsoft decided to put in Microsoft 365 comes down and logs something on my laptop as well. Although it will not be dangerous, it would not be a threat, but I'm just gonna uncheck that anyway. I'm gonna press OK here. What I unchecked is that, hey, don't control my device. This trial version should not be doing that. Although there is a very powerful feature called Endpoint Manager in Admin Center that controls all the devices from cloud for a company. That is a very I will try to get that course in George Brown. Well, the how to manage devices through Endpoint Manager or Intune, if they accept. But yes, obviously, where do we get the devices for the students? So I'm logging in from Teams, and what I see is that okay, so this pop-up comes, bring your team together. Yeah, so next, and then chat one-on-one with groups, connect through online meetings, files, notes, apps, and more all in one place. You're ready. Yay, let's go. But I don't see that. Get the Teams mobile app. Nah. Okay, I'll close that. So all pop-ups are there, but what I don't see here is the teams, the team that did not get created, but we didn't have the team software added there. Now, if we create a team from here, right? So then it will create a site in SharePoint, and it will create a group in Microsoft Groups as well. If we create a direct team here, and yes, we're going to come back here to Teams, and we're going to do a lot of stuff on Teams. What are channels and files, and how do we collaborate? How do we do a meeting? There's a meet here, right? So all that. But right now, what I wanted to show was that team got created here or not. No, it did not. Well, what we can do is we can just try to since I wanted to connect the SharePoint, like I wanted to show there's a connection between SharePoint here with Teams. So since we are here, hopefully you're seeing this as well, join or create a team. So I'm going to click that, join or create a team. Hopefully you're also seeing that. It's just in front of you at the bottom. Once you click the join and create a team, so I'm going to go for create a team. Either you can join a team if the already created teams gives you a code, or you can click the create team. I'm going to click the create team here, right? And then there are templates here to create a team. There, manage a project, adopt Office 365, and there is manage a project. So from group or team. So I'm just gonna from scratch. From scratch, right? I'm gonna click that from scratch. And then private, public, org wide. So you also saw that when you were creating a team site there in SharePoint, it was asking, hey, you want it to keep private or public? Public would be across the organization with all the employees, private with specific employees. So I'm going to click that public and give your team a name. So suppose you go for your first name, company sales team, okay, sales team, because we already went for your first name, company, team, site. So your first name, company, sales team. So once we have created your first name, company, sales team here, then we can just go for description. Let's click the create button. Creating the team. Nice work, that's it. No, now it's gonna ask for members. So you can add that, your first name, we put there, and it gives you a list of all the names. So we can go for the first user as a member, and if you type again your first name, then it goes again for all the names, and we can go for second as the username as a member. So that's how we can just keep on adding members if we want. Start typing a name, distribution list, or mail enabled security group to add to your team. You can add groups here in the team. You can add distribution list to the team. So I'm going to click that add button here to add these two guys, right? Well, that's all. So we have created a public team here in the Teams console in the window, and I'll click close here. So that team got created. So did a group got created there, did a SharePoint site got created there. Let's check it out. So team got created here, that's good. We're gonna go with team features one by one when we come down to the teams as well. I'm gonna minimize this now, right? And go back to our SharePoint site, and here I'm on my green S icon SharePoint site. I'm gonna refresh. Yes, so your first name, company, sales team. So when you create a team, in Microsoft Teams enterprise application, then corresponding SharePoint thread gets created, and also we need to confirm if a group got created as well. So a SharePoint site for that team got created, plus where's the groups? Groups are living in Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So if I click that, and these are the groups, I'm just going to refresh that too. In Admin Center, in Active Groups, and yes. So your first name, company, sales, team, group got created for those members that we added, a SharePoint site got created for those members, and a team got created for those members, which is this software. So if you have that software, so that team got created as well. And it's pretty interesting what we do there. Normally all the employees or teams are showing there. There's a chat here where whoever employee want to talk to, whichever. Obviously everything is audited, every chat is being recorded, there's a history there, and but this is really quick communication. Okay, and yes, there's that your status there as well. So suppose you click that, so there's a available status, there's a busy status, do not disturb. But if you are gone away from your computer for 5 minutes, then this status changes to away, so it goes yellow, right, orange. So the thing is that if you're not moving your mouse, others will know that you're not on your computer, right? So it's pretty cool. Not cool, but cool. Yeah, unless so appear available is not an option here. Appear away is an option, that you're working but you are appear away. But appear available is supposed to be there, so you can just seem like you're available but you're not, which is not a good thing. Okay, so anyway, I'm just gonna minimize that. So we're back to our SharePoint, where we can see that SharePoint Teams gets created when you create a team, or team site gets created. So I'm just going to go back to SharePoint Admin Center, the green S icon again, and the team site's created. So that's about integration of SharePoint site with Teams application. We're going to explore that further when you go down to that. So while now we have your first name, company, site that was created last week. We're going to click that, and last week also we entered this site and had some introduction to major components there. So if I click that and go to the right side, so this is a full URL that is there. Site name is there, hub association, template is communication site. It's not a team site, and it's not connected to any group. There's no edit button here as well. So description, so activity, no activity, permissions, we already talked about that. Site owners, site members, site visitors, policies, external sharing. Now in the policies, that's where you need to be careful that what kind of policies are you planning to put here. What policies are we talking about anyway? So this is shared external. So obviously all your data is critical, right? And you can't just let anyone share any data outside the company. So you have to be very careful about the shared permissions for this site, for every site that you create here, right? So when it comes to policies here, then we can go to this site can be shared externally. So that is by default permission for the site is that external sharing is disabled, right? By default permission is unless somebody actually changes that manually. And suppose you change that, excuse me. So in audit reports, it will come, right? So in audit reports, it will come. Okay, I'm going to click that edit button here. This site can't be shared externally, and let's click that edit button under the external sharing. And then you can see here external sharing. Oops. Okay, it's again keeps on asking me that. So skip for now. Extra security. And I'll have to go back. Come site policies, edit, right? Company site policies, edit. Oops. And then there is site content can be shared with anyone, new and existing guests only, and only people in your organization. So that's the default option here. Only people in your organization, no external sharing allowed. Existing guests only guests already in your organization's directory. New and existing guests must sign in or provide a verification code. Anyone, so that's like for the public. Users can share files and folders using links that don't require sign-in. The only thing is that when you share a link with outsiders, so outsiders do not have to be authenticated, and they will just simply download the file, look at the data in the file. That's you have to be very careful what you do there. So default setting is good. If we go further down, so advanced sharing for external advanced settings for external sharing. So when it comes down to, suppose we go for existing guests only, right? Then this advanced settings for external sharing goes, or if you select any of the other ones that actually shares with outside the organization people, then you are getting this. So suppose we go for existing guests only. So only guests already in your organization's directory. So whichever guests you have invited already, and we have gone through that invitation in previous course with Azure Active Directory, that you can invite a guest as well, like a username, a person with Gmail account, or a person with Hotmail account, or Outlook.com, right? So you can share. So suppose we go for existing guests now. Let's click that, right? So then there is advanced settings for external sharing, limit sharing by domain. Now if we go for limit sharing by domain and I click that, so it says that, okay, which domains users or employees you want to share our documents with. So limit sharing by domain, suppose I click the add domain here, suppose I select that limit sharing domain and then add domain. So allow only specific domains or block specific domains. So other than that domain, if you select the block domain, so whatever domain you add, other than that, all other domains are allowed. Or allow only specific domains, so only whatever you add, whichever domain you add here will be the one with which they can share they can share their documents, but no one else they can share with, right? So no other domain across the internet. If you go for this, only specific domains, right? So that just simply shuts the whole internet down for your employees to share their data with. If you go for allow only specific domains, so we get that idea here. And I'm going to click that cancel, that we can limit sharing by domain, and I'm going to uncheck that limit sharing by domain. And then if you go further down, default sharing link type, so same as organizational level settings, anyone with the link is showing there. Or if you uncheck that, only people in your organization, specific people, only the people the user specifies, people with existing access. So whatever your scenario is, you can just go for that. I'm just going to check it back because it just says that default sharing link type is whenever you're about to share a link, it's going to be anyone with the link setting here, right? It's not going to ask for, hey, do you want to actually organize like for specific people in the organization. So well, the good thing would be if you uncheck that and go for only people in your organization, so that whenever you're about to share something, it should only give you the option that only people in your organization, which means that whoever gets the link has to sign in from their Microsoft 365 user account to see what's behind that link. So that would be a better setting by default. And advanced settings for anyone links. So there is an advanced setting for anyone links as well. So well, okay, so we need to see that too. I'm going to check back again this one, and actually it's still, so whether we check it or not, really. So if we go for anyone with a link, even then it's not selected. If I click that other one, so it's not. So it's oh, okay. If I go up there, no. So yeah, it's a combination of some buttons there that will get this showing, but anyone with the link, there's edit option there that you can choose from. That whoever you share the link with, they can edit as well, right? Or it should be read only. Okay, so well, I've selected that, and in fact, sorry. Yeah, this was what I selected, and I selected back. Why? Because I wanted to have this link open, right? And okay, so this is done. I've selected that again, and default link permission. In fact, what I was saying there is actually here, same as organization level setting. Whenever you're sharing a link, so suppose you're sharing a document with someone, right? But you only want that person to read the document and not make changes in the document. But you didn't know that site-wide setting is that whenever you share a document with others, others can actually edit it. So default permission is edit when you're sharing the document, right? So that's really bad. Sometimes I have been without thinking, I'm just sharing. It's very less time for to share, and I'm doing something else, and I quickly share that, and then I realize that, oh man, when I shared the document, it was actually on edit by default, because on the site level we have put that setting that anyone you share the document with can actually edit your document. That's not good. So uncheck that and make it as this default link permission. Whenever you're sharing something, others should have read-only permission. They should not be editing unless you want someone to edit the document as well. Then you select it yourself. Otherwise, default should not be edit for others when they're sharing document, right? So we went for some of these settings there in the sharing area. So what we can do is, that's a long one, right? So it's not going to be all. So you can just take it at the bottom, right? Bottom here, and the two types of settings are sharing settings are showing here. So we can take screenshot number 4 now, and that is site external sharing. So it will be site external sharing. It will be the label. So let's go for screenshot number 4 and put it there as site external sharing. I'll just put that site external sharing, right? Site, okay, let me just write it down as well. Just a sec, guys. Okay. So I'm going to take a screenshot now, and so your site name should be there where your name is also mentioned. I'll quickly go now to this 3. Screenshot 4 site external sharing. Control B, screenshot, and then there in WhatsApp. So it's COMP3121 of screenshot 4 site external sharing. So the screenshot we took was of this, and we have actually changed those settings. So the bottom settings we took a screenshot of, not the top, the bottom one, right? And your name should be showing. Okay, so I'm going to click save here. Okay, so it is saved. The site can be shared with existing guests only is the status now for the policies for external sharing. And then there's sensitivity here as well. And if I click the edit here for sensitivity, select the sensitivity level you want to apply to this site. For more info about these labels or to create a new one, go to security center. So that is just to label a site as confidential or highly secure, sensitive. You can just put a label, write a label, and then attach it to the website as well. So that's a functionality in the security center that we'll try to check later as well. So I'm just going to click cancel here. So we talked about external sharing as well. I'm just going to close that. So this site, when we have selected, so there's general, there's activity, permissions, and policies here, and we have gone through some of it, but we need to again go to the URL here for that site. So I'm going to click that. Now we're trying to go to the your first name company site, and that's where we were, and you see that same excuse me, same template here, same look to your site. So we talked about home, documents, pages, site contents, and edit there already. And there's when we click the new list, document library page, new post, news link, app are there as well. Now there's that page details here, and you can just actually make changes in that first page. But let's try to go to documents now on this, and in the documents you can just see that all the features, but we can go to new and we can actually upload our document, right? Oh sorry, upload is there actually, right? So let's go for upload here and upload some random file from our laptop or desktop. So I'm going to go for upload and click the files, and let's go random with some file there, right? Suppose I go for test file, some file there, right? In your, so once you open some random file and upload it, not open, just upload it. So you got this share permission here, and so with one file you can do a lot of stuff when you upload the file there. That there's a preview, and there's a share, copy link, manage access, download, delete, automate. So obviously the data would be inside the file, so this would be the critical asset of the company, and maybe there are some very sensitive information available there in this. So that's what you are we can do with all the, maybe there are thousands of files or millions of files here, and you don't want anyone to be accessing that. So on file level you have then all these features, security features, sharing features, download features as well. Now if we go for preview first of all, so I'll click the preview here. So it there, you know, well, there was nothing inside the file, I guess, so that's why it's not showing anything. But normally when you try to open a file in AWS, so it just simply says it just gives access denied, right? I just click that folder back button here to go back. Is it another site? No, it's the same site, right? Yeah. So but you can preview here, and it does not basically allow or block you from watching any file like this. Otherwise there are more stricter security in AWS. When you open a file, it does not let you open. You have to go through place with some permissions to do that. So if we click that three dots again, So there's that share, and let's click that share for the file as well. Now for this particular site, we have enabled sharing with those guests that have been added only. Otherwise, outside the organization, sharing is prohibited, right? By default on this site, outside the organization, sharing is prohibited. So I'm just going to click share here, and you can see that it's normally it's written here can edit, but since we changed that for this site, that permission, that whenever we are sharing some file, just put it on view as a default, not edit as a default, right? And second thing is that enter a name or email address. Now I actually want to share it with a person who has a Gmail account. So we clearly know then that this guy is not an employee to whom I'm about to share this file. Is not an employee of this, right? So let's just I'm gonna put my Gmail here, itguyme@gmail.com. Oh, it pops up. Why? Oh, this root account. I think I used this email in the root account. Okay, what about some other outside email? Because that's the email of the root account, so I think we will be able to share. Still an outsider, actually. Okay, I'll try this first. So at gmail.com, right? Oh, so as soon as we select that, your organization's policies don't allow you to share with these users. Please contact your IT department for help. So the policy is correct, and because we created this account, yes, this email we put there to start creating, but this is still an outsider. It's not a company domain related. Well, this is not the company domain. This is Gmail. It's outside domain. So if it's an outside domain, we're not supposed to share. So this error comes right away, which means that our policies, the default policy, is correct. So if you also see that error, this will be our screenshot number 5. So we just uploaded a random file, we click the share button, we put a outside email, outside the organization email, public domain, private domains there, private emails there, right? And then it shows an error. So this error, we need to take a screenshot number 5. I don't see error. Oh, so you're able to share, Hamid and Jericho? Like you're able to successfully share, it just says yes. Oh, what? Like you can click the send and there's no error. So go ahead and click the send as well. And once you click the send, it's okay, right? And oh, okay. Can you check your email as well? I can see an error with my different email. So Jericho, you used first Gmail and then you used different Gmail or different like Outlook or Hotmail? Oh, Yusuf can see an error. Okay, okay. Jericho says Yahoo Mail. First was Gmail, then was Yahoo. Okay, guys, can you switch or go away from Gmail? Okay, Hamid, did you use Gmail? Okay, it says link sent, but oh, okay. So guys, can you not please let's not use Gmail, right? And let's if you have any other email account. I have actually, so Gmail just showed me the error, but let me just guys, we need a screenshot of the error, so get an error. So how would you do that? I'm gonna put that other email at Outlook. Oh, it was on 3 at outlook.com. Now that's an entirely different domain. Yeah, that also gives me an error. You really didn't change the policies. No, but the default policy, yeah, anyone with the link is the default policy then. Oh, KM says even with Yahoo you're okay. Okay, Jacob says try sending it to your George Brown email. So not okay. So KM, you're saying that you also see the error. If you see the error, you're good. or if you don't see the error, then can't access my company site. Oh, you can't access your company site? Create another site, Keith, or follow the video when we're doing that. Or sign out from all browsers and then sign in from just one tab, one browser, one tab, and then try again. Guys, so not all of you are seeing there. Now, there were some changes we did, right? If you haven't done those changes, I asked you to take a screenshot as well, so obviously you must have done those changes. So if I go back here and select this site and policies, in the policy I went for edit and existing guests only, external sharing, but also only people in your organization, default sharing link type, only people. This setting should be not this. So if you select this, yes, then you should not be getting the error. But if you select uncheck this, only people in your organization, but I asked you to take a screenshot, so obviously you must have done it. And so make sure that default sharing link is unchecked here and only people in your organization, right? If this is unchecked exactly like this, right, then you should see the error. Or simply refresh this page and then try to go again. So I'm just clicking that. I'll open that site again, and then I'm in documents. Skip for now, and then I'll click share here. It's the same thing, or click from here, share. Okay, I'll type again idgaming@gmail.com, and it should give me the error. Select yes. So guys, so anyone not getting the error? Hamid, are you still not getting the error? If you try some other email. So this is a screenshot now. Let's go for. Oh, you got it. Okay. So guys, take a screenshot of the error, and that will be screenshot number 5. Site external sharing prohibited. So the name would be site external sharing prohibited. Site external sharing prohibited. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Site external sharing prohibited. And I'll go to there. Okay. And screenshot 5. Site external sharing prohibited. Right? Site external sharing prohibited. And Control V. So I'm just gonna put it there. I'll also put it in WhatsApp. COMP3121. Screenshot 5. Site external sharing prohibited. Prohibited. And okay, so that was screenshot 5. Let's go ahead and yeah. I'll close this. If I click this, also that also shows up the same screen. If I click this, or I click here, it shows the same screen, right? Other than that, well, we got the preview, then we got the share, and there's a copy link here. Where would we use that copy link? So if I click that copy link here, and this is how it shows, and again the default is can view, people in your organization only can view, but it's a link, right? So suppose I copy that, right? I copy that, and we're seeing that only our employees can view. So I'm going to copy that and actually send it to my Gmail. How about that? Like I'm gonna send it to some outsider. Hey, there's a link here. Can you open the document now? Uh, so there's a link, and you can just send that link to anyone, right? So if I go to my Gmail, which is going to open in my other screen, right? And I'm composing that Gmail. I'm just doing a commentary of that. Or okay. So what I'm trying to say is that compose, and I'll just show you now that I am writing my Gmail there, and subject, hey, check out this link. Check out this link. I'm just from Gmail to my Gmail. I'm just sending it back to me in my Gmail, right? Check out this link. I'm gonna show you once I'm done, and I put that full link there, and I send it to myself as soon as I receive it, which I received just now. So now I'm gonna drag this screen here. So I put that link in my Gmail, and that link is now showing here, right? So this link, I just sent it to myself, right? So now I'm gonna open that, although I'm logged in from there, but from a Gmail I'm gonna open that, and it opens in another tab, and then yes, that's good. So that didn't work. Okay, and it says that but can't be found in, it's looking for this domain. This is our domain, 14Jan. So obviously that somebody sends a link outside, which is much easier through cell phone, or just open the Gmail on the employee computer and do that. So that would also not work. They would not be able to see what's behind that link, right? That's also once you sending the link would not easily share the document with anyone. Okay. And if we go to the three dots here, then there's manage access. If I click that fourth one here, which is manage access, so then there is stop sharing, links giving access, share, and then copy link. So all that is there. Direct access, who has the direct access to this particular file here? And then all the employees or the organization people are shown here that have direct access to this. Otherwise you can still grab a link, but only obviously your employees can see that, and across the planet whoever you send, nobody else outside the organization can see that. In fact, those who are allowed to see can only see here, right? So that's one thing with the manage access. If we go further down here, there's a very small written advanced. So there's a very small advanced written there on the bottom right. So if I click that advanced, and then it takes us to grant permissions, edit permissions. It goes a little deeper than that. For that particular one file, who do you want to give to grant permissions or delete unique permissions, right? So if I so there's the site, your first name company site members, your first name company site owners, your first name company site visitors. This item has one or more sharing links that grant access to the item manage links. So the thing is that there are already permissions showing here, permission levels. Company site members have edit permissions. Company site owners have full control. Company site visitors have read permissions. So this is already granted by default as a design, unless you want to change that in if we select that, right, the members, so members can edit it, right, but visitors can read it. So if I select the members, then you see that edit user permission and remove user permission is also there. So members can edit it, which makes sense. But somehow maybe the boss says, hey, can you just temporarily make this read only for every member as well? We don't want anyone to edit the files for next 1 week. Suppose that's the situation. So you select that, and there's an edit user permissions here, and if I click the edit user permissions, then you can go to, this is edit, but in fact the boss says that okay, I don't want them to edit temporarily, so just make them make this particular file read only, and nobody should be editing it, and revoke all the editing rights now. So you can go down this way. For one file you can go and play with all these permissions, or for 1000 1 million files, the same thing. You select all and then come back here and make them read only, contribute, edit, design, full control. So full control has full control. Obviously design can view, add, update, delete, approve, and customize, but edit can add, edit, and delete, can view, add, update, delete list items and documents, contribute can view, add, update, and delete list items and documents. So it just goes stricter when we go down. Restricted view can view pages, list items, and documents. Documents can be viewed in the browser but not downloaded. So with restricted view, nobody can download the documents. Download option will be gone. So well, suppose the scenario was that make the file read only, so we just made it, and I'm just gonna press O and K. Okay, so now it's read for permission for the members as well, which are supposed to actually have, why are they members then, right? So they're supposed to have edit permission, but they have now read permission. So this is how then we can go in depth with permissions as well. This was another page that got opened, or if I go back, yes, so this is we click the advanced button for this one particular file, and then we can even make it read only for all the members. And this link you can share it wherever you want, but nobody will be able to open the file with that link because of the permission. So Sharepoint permissions really are good. And okay, so Dong says can we have a break? Oh yeah, so that's the break time. Okay guys, so let's take a break and let's come back at 8:20. Alright, so break starts 20, mute and pause, resuming. So let's continue with what we were doing. And so yeah, we were talking about that share folder, and we made some changes there, tried to make some changes. So this is the area, and manage access has then more detailed permission level that is available for a single file. So we went there to 3 dots for just this one single file. Suppose there were thousands of files there, you could select all files and then go to the manage access and then go down to the advanced here, and then you can play with the permissions and who get what permissions at what level. You can just try to explore all that. There's once we went for permissions here, I selected that, and then we put it on read. But I'll just, so what I'm doing now is that I'm still in manage access. So if you're outside, you can just click here and go to manage access again, and then go down to, right, we're on to advanced. So once you click advanced here, so we change the permission level for the members to read what we can and that we can change back to write or edit again. So I select again that and go to edit user grant permission and unselect that read and go for edit again what was there before. And user groups, the permissions of these users or groups will be modified. Choose permissions, choose the permissions you want these users or groups to have. So I just click that, edit once again, and I'm going to press OK. And so it's back to edit. Other than that, there's grant permissions here as well. And if we click the grant permissions, then it says that you want to add someone else, a group you want to add, or you want to add some user. So that is so if we go for invite people, and we haven't created, in fact we did create a group, and that was the Teams group, right? But was it a security group or was it just an email group? I think it was an email group. So if we go for your first name, and well, it just in fact sees one. Oh, actually it sees all that, and it does see that group as well, sales team group, and site members, owners. So if I go for your first name, company sales team members, so company site members are there, company sales teams members are there as well. So that group is there, and we can select that. So this file is accessible now, will be accessible now to this members of this group that was created there. Okay, Gideon says go back. So here, hopefully you're on this page, or even back further, this page. Okay, so then we went to grant permission without selecting anything here, just the grant permission. And in the grant permission, I just typed your first name, company, COMP. So then that's how we created that other group. So we created a site, and a group got created for that site as well, and that group we are adding here for this one particular file to give access to that file. So I'm going to select that your first name, company, sales team members, and once it is selected, so there is one group will be invited. That's about 3 people. So it also says that how many members are there for this group, and there is if I click the show button here, so that's just 3 people. Suppose there were 3,000 members there, so it would show that that many members will be activated. Okay, can you mute yourself? Somebody unmute it. Alright, so this is done. Then there's show options here, and once we click the show options, then it just says send an email invitation as well. But do you want them to be able to edit this? So by default it is on edit. So if we don't click the show options, these guys will be able to edit that file, unless we go to show options and we change the edit to, now obviously by default this is a file on a SharePoint site, and normally people would want to edit it, but you can just go for read permission here as well, that whoever you're inviting, they can only read this file, but they cannot make any editing on this file. So it's up to you that, but the full permission structure is there as well. Select permission level, so the whole permission level is there when you're inviting. You can just select that. I'll just put it on read for those. Just, you know, you could just put anything else as well. So, and then click share. So those people or the members of this group will be able to have read permission for that one particular file. I'm going to click share here, and so it says here shared with this, right, team. And I'll just refresh this page here as well, right? And now you can see that here your first name company sales team members. Okay, so your first name company sales team members, right? Now so with the edit permissions area, remove permissions, this is if you have already a group and then you select that, then these get enabled, but you want to add someone else entirely new, so you can just go for grant permissions as well. So this is like inheritance, grant, modify, check. So there's a check permissions here as well. If we click that check permissions on the right side, then it's saying, hey, you want to check permissions for who? So if we just drag that, so how about we want to check permissions for the ones that we added here just now. Your first name company sales team, first name comp. So it comes up here as well. Your first name company sales team members, right? The same that we just added now. And there's a check now button here. So once you're able to select that user or group and then check now. So read permission given directly. So it's not inheriting, it has been given directly. So I came here and I added that manually myself. So it also says that, or suppose they were already their members when the site was created, and whatever permissions were by default there are given to these guys, so then that would be not given directly, right? So in fact if this was already added there, right, or when we were creating that site. So I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna remove this name here which we just created manually ourselves, or added this group manually ourselves. I'm gonna close that. And the other one was by default. Actually, when the site was creating, then these were created. So if I just type that and drag it here, so it shows members here, right, which is this. Now it could say that it is given directly, or it could say, so if I click check now, yes, it is given directly. So this means that when you're creating a site, at that time whoever you give permission is also going to be considered as given directly. So then there is inheritance here. Some inherited permissions also come. Suppose your main site has configured some permissions that all members will have read permission, and then you create a sub-site on the main site, and that sub-site would also inherit all the permissions of the main site. We haven't created a sub-site yet, so that's why we're not seeing that. So check now just lets you check the permissions, pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to click close here, and then comes that delete unique permissions here, and that delete all unique permissions and inherit permissions from parent. So if I click that delete, so it just simply gives one message: you are about to inherit permissions from the parent folder or document library. Any custom permissions will be lost. So we gave we added this group and we gave read permission ourselves. That's a custom permission. And when the site was getting created, we gave this permission, so that was also custom permission. So if we remove all that, so whatever is the parent folder of this file and whatever permissions are given by default will be then coming here. So normally we tend to give only custom permissions. We don't go for the inherited parent folder permissions, but sometimes suppose you have a folder created there, then you have another folder inside, and then you have a file. So on the top folder you have separate permissions, and bottom folder you have a separate permission. You want to follow the top folder permission, then in that specific scenario you can go for delete all the custom permissions, whoever's gave whatever permissions here. Instead of that, go for this parent folder permission. So I'm going to cancel out from here, but yes, we can have a parent folder permission here. That's what this option is here for. So overall, we just talked about this. I'm just going to close this page, and we're back to this single file. Or if there were thousands of files, you may have selected all this and went to manage access. Then you can play with all the permissions and add, and there are permission levels there as well. So you would have given all those permissions that way. So I'm just going to close this, and now this file here has if I click that, those three dots again for this file, so there's download, there's delete, there's automate as well. And when it comes to automate, then there is request sign off or power automate. And power automate, then you see create a flow, see your flows, or configure a flow. So what is automate, what is power automate, and what is a flow? Normally what it really means is that you want some actions be taken automatically if something happens to this file. So somebody edits the file. Do you want something happen in return, like automatically an alert, an email should come to you that hey, somebody edited a file, somebody deleted that file, somebody downloaded this file, whatever, right? So if there was any change happened to this file, what do you want to do in return? Do you want some other application to do something else about this as a reaction to whatever happened here? So then it comes to automate that this is an event that somebody changed something in the file. What do you want happened in return? So if we go to automate and then power automate, and then there's a create a flow. So let's click that, create a flow. Let's click that, create a flow. And so it says here, start with a template and create automated tasks between your SharePoint data and other apps. So there's a long list of apps that are connected, third-party apps that are connected, suppose signature apps from some company, or that antivirus, anti-malware, or any other type of widgets or utilities they create for Microsoft products. So those apps, you want to use those or some other apps. So it says here, start with a template and create automated tasks between your SharePoint data and other apps. Choosing a template will open the Power Automate site where you will finish creating your flow. So what is a flow? A simple example of flow would be, you can just see the icons. This is the SharePoint app icon. This is the admin center icon. This is again another app icon, then another app, then another app, then another app, right? So this is SharePoint, another. So it says send a customized email when a new file is added. This is the simplest way to explain that how flow works. So it says that if a file in SharePoint is added, then go to Exchange Outlook and send an email. So two different apps are being used right now. So flow is all about how many apps you want to use to do some specific tasks from those apps automatically, right? So I'm gonna once we're here and create a flow, then let's click the first one here. Let's click this send a customized email when a new file added. Let's click this one. I'm gonna click that now, and skip for now. So multi-factor authentication. So it brings us to flow.microsoft.com, right? flow.microsoft.com. So, and welcome to Power Automate. So here, choose your country or region. So just go for Canada. Let's choose Canada. It's okay to send occasional promotional emails. It's not okay. And once you have chosen your region, so okay. Had a question. Okay. Brady says, how do you get to the flow? Amir says, you click on that file and then went to the automate option. Yeah. Is that option specific to that file, or is that a general option? Okay. So I'm going to go back to this. First of all, how did I get to the flow? See this? Test file. Then 3 dots here. Click that. Then there is automate. And then you go down to Power Automate, right? And there's a creative flow. Hopefully you got it. So that's the first thing. Welcome. And yeah, it's Amir, it's available for any file and folder here, or suppose you create folders and sets of folders. So it's available for every file that gets created here. I'm not sure about the folder, so if I uncheck that and new folder, if I click that folder and suppose I go for test dash folder, you don't have to do that. I'm just showing you test folder here, and colon automate. Yes, it's pretty much for everything. So well, either you're gonna upload a file or you're gonna create a folder. Those are the only 2 things in documents you can do. So files are all these types of files: Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. Even if you add a link, suppose I go to new and I click link here, and then it's www.cnn.com and create. So the link got created, right? So if I click that, automate, Power Automate. So whatever you create here, then there's Power Automate. So Power Automate will be there for every item you create here in documents. Okay, Yusuf says which items are. Amir says okay, Yusuf, I'm gonna show you. So we were selecting this test file. Ignore the other 2. In fact, you know, students get confused, so I'll just delete that. I was just showing that whatever you create here, Power Automate is for all those items there. But we're supposed to select here, Yusuf, and then we need to click the 3 dots, and we need to go here, automate, and then we need to go here, Power Automate, and then create flow. Hopefully we're getting this. Okay, so when we make some changes in the automate option, are those options applied to all the files? Well, if you chose one file, so it's going to apply to just one file. But it, you know, Power Automate actually says that whenever this file, whenever there is a new file uploaded, if there's a new file uploaded, if that's specifically mentioned there, then no, it's not just for this file. Any file in this document page. So yes, whatever, we have to just check that exactly what they say in the flow, and it's gonna then happen that way. So obviously this file cannot be just this file upload and then they will inform no, whatever file gets uploaded. So that's what. So guys, those who were not there, hopefully now you're there. Automate, Power Automate, and create a flow. And then I'm going to go to that other page where it took us to this welcome to Power Automate. The path that goes to the automate section makes me confused. What's the confusion? Well, it's a other site, but whatever you do here will implement here. So they're in the background, they're all connected, right? So this path just goes to create a flow, but since we started it off from this file, so obviously it's going to implement, it's going to be related to or regarding this file. And well, in the background they're connected, but they do seem different. I mean, you click on one file, but the changes are applied to all the files. Yes, depends on. Okay, let's carry on first of all, right? And to check out that is it for this file, because the task would be limited if it's just for one file, but the tasks could be a lot more So let's go ahead and try to check it first at what it is about to say, right? I'm going to click that get started, because the wordings were, yes, confusing, that any file that gets uploaded. So why are we then right clicking on this file? If any file is uploaded, then where do we start with any file if it says any file, right? So send yourself or someone else a customized email whenever a new file is added to a selected SharePoint document. So this is for the whole document library. Yes, you're right, Amir. Then the wording is just confusing. And how come this option is initiated from one file while actually it's making it's going to react to whatever happens in that whole document page or document library. So yes, normally what happens is if I unselect this file, so there's a Power Apps here as well. Without selecting anything, if you go here, then there are, oh sorry, automate is here as well, and Power Automate. And now this makes sense, right? This is for the whole document library and not coming out of this file, but somehow they, yes, decided to do that. This also applies to the whole document library, but it initiates from one file. So yes, you're right, it's confusing. I don't know why they put it like that, but it implements on the whole document library, yes. Okay, and let's go ahead and well, since we initiated from here, we could have initiated this process from here as well. It's the same thing. Now once we are here, so it says send a customized email when a new file is added, but I'm just here to give you concept of what is flow, how does it work, and it goes really complicated as well. You want 5 or 6 applications to do some task in response to what happens in SharePoint, right? So we are involving just one Outlook here, but you can involve here a lot of tasks here. So send yourself or someone else a customized email whenever a new file is added to a selected SharePoint document library, and this flow will connect to Office 365 Outlook, SharePoint, and Office 365 users. So it's actually 3 applications are going to be working together in a flow. So the action happens here, SharePoint, and its reaction happens in other 2 applications. So that's how it is. Now it says, okay, this is how it's going to happen, and there's a plus sign here. This flow will do this, and already your admin account is added there, but there's a plus sign. If I click the plus sign, then it says yes, this account will be taking part in executing this flow, right? So I click the plus sign here, and which account you want? This account. So go ahead and click plus sign. Then I'm going to click plus sign here as well for SharePoint, and it detects automatically that yes, this is a root account that has a permission to execute this whole flow. And then E365 users, so which account is taking part here? So I'm just going to click the plus sign here, and it should detect that. Oh, okay. So yes, now it has detected all that. So if you see the 3 green arrows there, then we can take screenshot number 6 here for SharePoint workflow. SharePoint flow. What do they call that? SharePoint flow. Normally it's called workflow. So screenshot number 6, SharePoint flow. Screenshot number 6, SharePoint flow. I'll just take a sample screenshot now where the 3 green arrows are showing, which means that you have confirmed that this account will be taking part. If otherwise it will be plus sign, which means that it doesn't know which account actually is authorized to execute this workflow automatically. So you have to click the plus sign, and it should be green. So this means that it gets authenticated successfully. So I'll just grab this, and this is a screenshot that we need. SharePoint flow is the name. of the screenshot, so I'll just put it here. Screenshot 6 SharePoint flow. Okay, I'll just put it there as well. Screenshot 6 SharePoint flow. Alright, so hopefully you were able to take that. Okay. Yeah. So once the screenshot has been taken, let's try to click that create flow button, the blue button at the bottom. Hopefully you took the screenshot already with your name showing there, right? And I'm going to click that create flow now. So go ahead and click that create flow. Okay. I click that create flow here, and it has changed that page. Like so, flow send a customized email when a new file is added, and to whom it will be sending that, to our root account here. Description, send yourself or someone a customized email whenever a new file is added to a selected SharePoint document library, and owner is this, your name, right? So it has been created here first of all, and when your flow runs, you'll see its history here. Now what we can do is we have to do two things. First thing is we're gonna upload another random file, or we'll keep on uploading 2, 3, 4 random files there. Second thing is that we're going to go to Outlook and check if there is a notification coming there about a new file upload, right? So let's do this. I'm going to go back. So the flow is created for this document library. If I go back now to that communication site, and there's this document page, what I'm saying is also referred to as document library. And I'm going to upload here 1, 2, 3 separate 3 uploaded files, and then I'm going to go back to this Office home where you first log in. I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to open Outlook and check that if the notifications were there or not, right? So I'll just go ahead and upload random 3 more files. Upload files in this document library, and GCP VPC Labs, okay, some document. I'll go ahead again, file, upload, and so there's PKD file, and one more random file here. So 3 or 4 or 5, 10, 11. Enter, right? Once that is uploaded, 4 random files were uploaded, did the flow really work? Well, if it worked, so if I go back to the dashboard of the flow.microsoft.com where we created the flow, so it was saying that when there is some when the flow has run, it will show the history. So if I click all runs here or refresh, so yes, it actually shows the history that 24 seconds ago I uploaded 1 file, 2nd file, 3rd file. So that's just on the same page. I'm saying seeing that the flow ran 3 times. But did it really do what it was told to do, which is that did it send an email to our Outlook, to the Outlook of this guy, the root account? So I refresh that, and it so that's the same page again, but now you can see there's a history when you click the all runs. Yes, you see the history here. So the flow did ran 3 times. but let's just confirm it also in the email. How do we open that email? I'm not going to go to the SharePoint to open an email, obviously. I'm going to go back to, no, not the admin center. I'm going to keep going back to where we logged in the first time at the start of this class. And once you logged in from here, then there's the Outlook here. So once you click the Outlook and skip for now, right? So yes, the workflow works fine because the flow works fine because 3 files I see there. Okay, there's a pop-up here. So new file added, FYI, added a new file. For your information, it does not say anywhere that it's part of the flow, but yes, 3 files did show here. So that's pretty cool that the flow really works. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now we understand that how flow really works, but this was the basic flow, which included 3 applications. If and this is the flow console here, obviously, then you can go for create. There's a my flows, and then there's a create under the my flows here as well. If I click the create, then you can see that there are so many tasks here, and then you can go custom with, okay, I'm going to use this application with this and this and this. First I'm going to use this, something will happen here, or something will happen here in Teams, and as a result I will do this here, do that here. So it goes really complicated after that. There are some templates scenarios there where 4 applications are used as well. Save a message to OneNote, or when a file is created in OneDrive, start an approval in Teams. Pretty cool. So that is automatic approval, save to cloud flow, notification flow, email sending flow, remote workflow. So all types of scenarios are there. You can play with that, but it against an action, it lets you perform certain tasks with any of the applications available here. That's pretty cool, and automates a lot of tasks then for and they've given some typical scenarios here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this company site or documents. If I go to that's it. It's actually document library, right? Site administration, list, sample. Okay, so I'll just go for flow directly here. Okay, better Google it. So, M365 SharePoint automate flow, right? So Power Automate, that's pretty much called Power Automate, and so it just takes us where we were. But SharePoint helps organizations share and collaborate with colleagues, partners, and customers. You can connect to SharePoint online or to an on-premises SharePoint 2013. Okay, that's actually SharePoint itself, but not what we wanted to. So overview, okay, it was there all the time. Work together to meet challenges effectively with Microsoft Power Platform, analyze data, build solutions, automate processes, and create virtual agents. So that's the Power Platform itself, which is actually comprised of 4 applications, and Power BI, Business Intelligence, Power Apps, and Power Automate. That's what we saw there, a very small example. And then Power Virtual Agents, which talk to you. You can just program them any way you want. So that's pretty cool. This is a Power Family, as they call it, where Power BI, Power Apps, and Power Apps you can just create cell phone apps as well with low code or no code. That's what they say, low code or no code, no coding at all. But you still have to learn. Uh, but this is what we're talking about, Power Automate in the Power Family there. And then there's take care of what's important, automate the rest, and quick video. So this is all some of the examples. There multiple flows, approve requests, adding conditions, using on-premises data, working securely. So that's the main thing about Power. So in overview also they give you examples that when turn repetitive tasks into multi-step workflows, for example, with a few clicks, capture tweets and add them as leads in Dynamic 365, subscribers in MailChimp, and more. So multi-step flows. So it's all about turn repetitive tasks into multi-step workflow. So I'm just gonna go for, okay, I just wanted to put there, that's where it shows customize workflow by adding. Okay, so this is just a small example of workflow or the flow. Add an action and add another action and another action. Okay, so I'll just put that here as well. Power Automate. Okay, so let's get back to the document library. Now we were talking about one file there and three dots here. So manage access, copy link, share, and then automate here. Also there's rename, pin to top, move to, copy to, version history, alert me, more. In the more, then it goes for workflow as well, properties of that file, compliance details, checkout details there. So these are some of the common features for any document uploaded in the document library. Okay. What's this type? So no problemo. Okay, so not a lot of other things other than that version history is there. If I go down to, I've right clicked already here and I'm going to click that version history. So how many versions of this document are there? So this means that the feature called versioning is already working or not. So what is versioning? Versioning is that you worked on that file, this file yesterday, and you wrote something there and you uploaded this. Today also you opened that same file in the laptop and you made some changes and uploaded that file again today as well. Same file you uploaded yesterday, same file you uploaded today, but what will happen if you uploaded the same file both days? So normally if versioning is not enabled, then when you upload the same file the next day, so that file the next day will overwrite that same file that was uploaded yesterday, right? So if it's the same file that you're uploading again, if versioning is not enabled, then it's going to overwrite the same named file there. So, but if versioning feature is available by default in Sharepoint, then now I have this file already there, right? So what I can do is we can test versioning. That does it keep 2 versions of the same file, 3 versions of the same file, maybe 20 versions. Every day you're making changes to the same file and you're uploading that file again and again, right? So in that case, does it keep 20 separate files uploaded there? Yesterday you made a change, the day before yesterday you made a change, and today you made a change. So these on the same file, and you uploaded the same file again, but there should be 3 files there if versioning is working, right? So what we can do is we can just check out if versioning is working. Also, Microsoft 365, SharePoint, and if I say versioning, how versioning works in lists and libraries. So yes, versioning is enabled. Enable and configure versioning for a list or library. Versioning in SharePoint. So if I click that, so document collaboration, co-authoring, and list updates with human beings is much better with versioning enabled. People make mistakes, and versioning provides the safety net. Emotionally, it reinforces the idea that SharePoint is a good place to store your work product. So SharePoint lists items, data, and library documents files have the ability to store, track, and restore the previous state of the item or document to how it was before a user changed it. So yesterday, how did it look like? The day before yesterday, how did it look like? And every day there was a change going on and upload going on. But the way it was last week, the document, that state is separately saved. The way it is today, that state is of the document is separately saved. So that's pretty cool. That versioning is so in SharePoint or on premises, versioning is enabled in the list settings or library settings screens by clicking on the versioning settings link. An interface is provided to let you control how many versions you'd like to retain. Suppose you have one accounts file for last 10 years, and every week you're making changes to the accounts file and then uploading it. So last 10 years, you can imagine that how far back, every time you upload, it just saves it separately. Every time you upload, it saves it separately. So that could be hundreds of files there, right? Thousands of files. So in that case, how far you want, you can also control the versioning that, oh, I just want last 20 versions of the file. That's it. So last 19 times that I uploaded the file, keep them separately uploaded and available after, so 20 times. When 21st time I'm uploading the same file, so overwrite it from the oldest one, right? So just keep 20 versions of that, or just keep 40 versions of that, just keep 100 versions of that. So you can just also configure it that way. Now versioning, we talked about that, so I'll just put that data here first of all. So it's versioning in SharePoint. And so okay, so let's test it. And for that, I'm just going to go back here. Now this file we uploaded, or what we can do is we can just go to our laptop and create a specific file there. I'm going to go to my laptop, go into the downloads folder, and in the downloads folder I'll create a new folder, right? And so I'm in my laptop, I'm in the downloads folder, I right clicked here and I click new and I click folder, right? And then test dash versioning, I can just name it test dash versioning. Hopefully you're doing that. So go to your laptop downloads folder, create a new folder called test versioning, right? Press enter and double click it. Now we're going to right click here in the new folder inside the downloads folder. We're going to right click and create a text file, and we're going to write something inside random, and we're going to upload it. Then we're going to come back here and write something more and save it and then upload that too. Then third time we're going to come back here, write something more and upload it as well. we're going to check that if 3 versions are actually kept in the SharePoint or not, right? So in the test versioning, I'm going to right click here. Let's do this. New, and there's a text document here, right? In the new folder, let's go for text document. And then the name of the file has to be the same all 3 times, right? So suppose it's company accounts dash your first name. Company accounts. So go ahead and create a file called company accounts dash your first name, right? That's it, .txt. You don't have to write that, it's an extension showing there. Suppose the extension in your case is not showing. If it is not, then go to view, this one, right? And file name extension, you can select that. So suppose I uncheck that, so now I cannot see the extension, right? So if I click view and go and select that file extension, then now I can see that, right? So I'm going to just open this company accounts dash your first name. Hopefully you've created that. I'm going to double click this file now, and I'll just write here something that we are fresh and want to study all night, right? So we wrote something, right? And so I'm just going to click file and save. That's it. We're just writing something and file and save, right? So file and save and close. And I just need to reach this folder and upload it. And then again, I'm going to come back here and make some changes and upload it. Okay, so I'll just go back here to this and document library in our site, and I'll click upload. We just need to upload that file, right, that we just created now. Files, where is it? In the downloads in my case, and there's a test versioning folder that I created. I double click that, there's the file. I'm just gonna upload it now. So it's the first version, we don't have to worry about that, and it is uploaded, right? Now I'm gonna go back to this same file and I'll write something else as well. So I'm back in this file, I'm going to open it again, I'm going to write something more, save it, and upload this one as well. Double click and press enter. We'll study till 1 a.m. Okay. File and save. And then close and upload that too. So will we have 3 files, or will this file override? So I'm just going to minimize. I'll go back again and I'm again uploading the same file now. Files and same file, but I know I changed it, so I upload it, and one item wasn't uploaded. Why? A file with this name already exists. Oh, so versioning is enabled or not? Would you like to add this new file as the latest version of the existing file? So it is asking it. It's not like, we're not assuming that versioning is enabled, but it's saying that, oh, okay, so I'm adding this file which already exists here as a newer version of the existing file. So I'll say, okay, yeah, please can you save it this version of the same file, and please don't overwrite it. So well, we uploaded that file again, and I don't see 2 files here yet, right? And it's uploaded as well. So I'm going to just go back to that folder one more time, double click that, and then we're going to okay, so we'll study, right? So I'll just make a change and save and close. Now you know what to do, just upload that too. So 3 versions of the file we're expecting. Let's see. So I'm just going to upload this 3rd version as well. I'm going to click files and again upload the same file, and it says, oh, a file with this name already exists, would you like to add this new file as the latest version of the existing file? Yeah, add file. Okay, so 3 changes we made and 3 times we uploaded, so we're expecting 3 files to be here. Are they here or not? So let's go to this file and the 3 dots here, right, and version history, right, and working on it. Oh yeah, so it did keep these 3 files, and in fact we can actually play with that too, right? That view restore or view restore delete view restore. So restore means right now this is the latest version, right? But then you said, oh no, the first one, the day before yesterday, what I uploaded, that file I need for the users to be here, not the one that I made changes to. I still want that earlier file, so you can click and restore that. So this file will show what you uploaded 3 days ago, right? Or no, yesterday's file I should show, and today's changes I don't want. Restore then, so it will show you what this file looked like yesterday. So that's pretty cool. And so this is our 7th screenshot then. Versioning in SharePoint is the name. Our 7th screenshot, versioning in SharePoint. Seventh screenshot, versioning in SharePoint. I'll just take that sample screenshot as well. Obviously your screenshot will show your name here. Okay, versioning in SharePoint, and I'll just put it here. Screenshot 7, versioning in SharePoint. I'll put it in WhatsApp.
Excuse me, please. How did you view the history?
Okay, again. What did you say? Kingsley, can you repeat what you said?
I said, how did you view this the version history?
Okay, so you have that file there, and you can go to 3 dots and here. That's it. Right? If you have uploaded that 3 times, you should see it 3 times. So let's just click the version history, and there you go. And take a screenshot of this. Okay.
I did it 3 times, but I saw only one.
How come?
Do I need to change the text? Because I just edited the text a little bit and uploaded it.
Yeah, you need to change the text and upload the same file with the same name again, and then change the text and upload the same file and same name again. Don't change the name of the file. Change some text, and you know what I did. So hopefully you were following. So if you're seeing one version, then looks like you were not following. So you just have to make changes and upload it again, and do this 3 times. That's all we need to do, and it will show 3 versions. Now it says we upload 3 times, but we received only 1 email on Outlook. Oh, you're looking at the previous feature of flow as well. Okay, that's another way to see it. That's also cool. And it's the same file. Yeah, that's why. When it's a different file, then it shows 3. Yeah, it was all different files 3 times. If it's the same file, so when it's versioning, yeah, it's not also confusing us, so this makes sense as well. But that's a good point that you mentioned, that the flow reports it 1 file while we put it 3 times, and it may have reported that same at previous time and then now. So maybe it changes when if it's different days. Yeah, this needs to be still tested. How many versions or how after how much time it actually reports it with a separate email. Okay, so yeah, hopefully you all got that file. I think we need to set a flow for versioning. Yeah, if there is because we're going for any new file, so this file is not new, so it's not going for how many times upload, it's going for new file. So this is not new, second time it's not new, third time it's not new, it's just the same file, so it's just going for new file in that case. But yes, flow.office.com, you can explore that, and there are so many policies there. So yes, there could be one with versioning as well, that every version please send me an email as well. Wow, imagine how many emails you're gonna get that if there are 10,000 files and we're tracking versions. So enough emails will be coming for every new file in a big company, and then if you're tracking versions as well, then good luck with that mailbox size, how many thousands of emails. We will simply lose interest on tracking if we enable versioning as well. So it makes sense that it's considering 3 uploads as 1 upload because the file didn't change. But okay, so that screenshot hopefully you've taken about versioning, and this is automatically enabled there. In AWS storage, you have to manually enable the versioning feature, and yeah, in Azure as well, Azure Cloud, you have to enable versioning feature manually. But here, SharePoint, it's all about documents basically. So this whole enterprise app is about documents. So that's why versioning is one of the critical features there. Okay, so we talked about automate, flow, we talked about versioning, we talked about, we made many points here that about the permissions as well, and tested them as well. And if we click that still, so other than that, there's alert me, and alert me is just that notification should be sent. So under version history, I right clicked on this file and 3 dots, and coming here, so there's that alert me here. If I click the alert me, and alert me when items change, right? Send alerts to this. So documents, alert title, and then delivery method, email. Okay, so send me an alert when anything changes, someone else changes the document, someone else changes the document created by me, someone else changes the document last modified by me, right? Send notification immediately, send a daily summary. So send daily summary would be that suppose there were 20 notifications there, 20 times somebody made a change and 20 notifications are there, so it will just give you in a day one summary where 20, 30, 40, 50 time changes, all notifications will be there. Or if there were 30 times changes were made in the document, you will be getting 30 emails. Imagine that, right? But yes, if it's a very critical document, you might want to just really follow up. Then there is that send me alerts by text message. Wow, that's cool, right? So I try to click it, but it's not actually, otherwise I would have just tested right now on my cell phone. So anyway, send me daily summary or send me weekly summary, or just put a time there at this time. So these I was looking for actually the alert for different versions as well, but that's it. Anything changes is already there, and 3 times we made a change, but it in fact did we enable that? It's basically it is enabled. It's gonna email, and anything changes, send notification immediately. It's already set on that. I mean, there's no enable or disable button here, so that is okay. So I'll just yeah, so this is alert me, and I'm just gonna click cancel. The strange thing is we didn't do anything here, right? Maybe it got enabled when we were doing a flow that notify us, but otherwise this is already selected, and you're already alerted. You're gonna already be alerted even if you don't create a flow. This alert me is already there, and it's just enabled. There's no manual enabling here, and the email is also mentioned there. So if I go for any other file and check it out, alert me here, obviously it's the same thing. It's just enabled already. Okay, that goes for the whole document library then. Okay, so there I am going for one change here. It's Thursday already. Okay. So if we go for that, those 3 dots here again, and guys, just give me a second here. So then there's more, and there's properties in the more, workflow, compliance details, and checkout. So if I go to more and go for properties now, imagine this is not for just one file. These are the features we're exploring, because if you have 1 million files here, you can select all those files here like this, and then you can go for some of the changes here, more, and then checkout. Actually that's good that we tested here as well, because all those features are not available, but they're in. So these are the features that are available for, actually, when I say million files. So it's not all the features are available. Create new, edit current view, so just view there. So we're going for one file, and obviously suppose there's one file here, and that has the passwords for administrators account, and administrators have access to the most critical data right now. That one file is what the rivals or hackers would need to take down your company in a few months or few weeks, depending on how critical the information is and how effectively it can be used. So that one file can take down your company if it is leaked. It all depends on how sensitive the data is, right? So anyway, once we go down here, then there's properties. I went to more, and then I went to properties, and it just says edit all, copy link, edit form here, edit columns as well. So not much here. When it says edit all, that is company accounts, and then add title, enter value here. So whatever title you want to give this. Suppose I go for confidential here. You don't have to really follow this. I'll click save. So I put a title here, confidential, for this, right, in the properties. How did I go there? 3 dots, more, properties, right, and title. So other than that, if I go 3 dots again for the file and go to more, and there's a workflow. Now we already have gone through flow, and then there is a workflow as well. So if I click the workflow, so that is start a new workflow. Normally it's Power Automate now. That is called flow, and so this item has no workflow to start. Select a workflow to view more details. Show my workflows only. running workflows here, started, ended, internal status, and status. There are no workflows. So show my workflows. Now what is workflows? So SharePoint 2010 workflows have been deprecated. So again, I'm saying it's supposed to be Power Automate flow, right? So Power Automate would be the new S name for that. Flow is that came from workflow. It used to be called workflow, and now it's flow. And the newest is Power Automate. It's show only my. If I click that, normally this feature is gone already, deprecated, right? But if I click that, show my workflows only here, well, it's showing and there is none. So anyway, this feature is pretty much gone. It's for backward compatibility. If some companies had configured throughout the years a lot of workflows here, then it would show here. So otherwise, this feature is, as I say, deprecated. So I'll just click the back button on the. Okay, well, was it again? And ooh, what happened? Fresh. Okay, so I'll just click that again, go to more, again compliance details here. If I click that, compliance details, working on, and use this dialog to determine what retention stage an item is in. You can also action to keep this item in compliance with organizational policies. So this item is not subject to a retention policy. We haven't created any retention policy. Basically, retention policy is created, in admin center. Show all, and then there is compliance here. So in the compliance, we go in the admin center, the headquarters, and then from there we create retention policies that data in SharePoint or in this SharePoint site should be archived in after 1 year and should be deleted after 7 years, right? So that could be our retention policy. We talked about that in Exchange Server as well. There is no this item is not subject to any. So we didn't create a retention policy. It's a new account and we don't have a retention policy, but you can put on hold any item and exemption status, folder path, content type, in place records management status. So not in place record, you cannot declare undeclared item as in place record. So the thing is that if there was a retention policy, it would have shown here that keep my data for 1 year. After that, move it to archive. After 7 years, move it to delete. That would be an example of retention, but we haven't configured retention, so it's not showing. But it will show here if we had configured it. I'm going to click close here, and if I still go to 3 dots and go to more, then there is checkout, and checkout this checked out, that is like it is selected that I'm done with that, and if I go to uncheck that and go for another file, so one is selected. If I uncheck that and go to another file, it actually does not show. It was showing here checkout already. So version history is there, alert me is there, manage my alerts, check in, discard checkout. So it just shows that status here that this file has been checked out. Suppose you were going through that, or you have already done your work on the file, you can say checkout. Somebody else wants to still do the work, or some task is still going on this file, you can go for check-in here as well. Check-in, type comments describing what has changed in this version. So you're then also looking into it, checking into it, and some change was I made. Okay, change I made. So I'm checking into it or making some changes, and I'm making a comment against this file. That is check in, checked out. I'm done with this file and checking out. And that's it. So details at the end, there's details here. and has access, who has access to that, whoever we added here, and we actually added a group here as well. And other than that, today you edited this file a few seconds ago, you created this file 22 minutes ago. That's pretty much it. And the path is this, that this is a site, this is documents, this is company accounts .txt. Okay, so alright guys, this is pretty much it. You can just upload the file now with all the screenshots, and your question would be where. So let me just quickly get into there, create that upload folder. Collaboration. Oops, why did I just copy it? Week 3 upload. Oops. Deadline today. Okay, go ahead and upload that and see you next week.